Welcome to Real Money Talks. Real strategies from the moneymakers and the world changers that you can use to make millions, keep those millions, multiply your wealth, and build your team. Here's your host, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View, Loral Langemeier.
Hi, this is Loral. Welcome back to Loral's Real Money Talks, a podcast that talks about how to make money, how to keep it, how to invest it, and how to do it with a team. And today our conversation is going to be around an income opportunity. For those of you who are connoisseurs, it could be an asset opportunity. And for sure, anyone who runs a business, you get to have tax deductions. So Eric Karlen's with me today to talk about wine cellars. So Eric, you have been a millionaire in many asset classes. You started in direct sales, now back in this direct sales. You've been on our podcast for cryptocurrency. But let's focus it all on wine today. So give us some background around your direct sales. Because I think when people hear it, they're like, immediately turn off. So if you're out there listening, don't even turn off. You get to write off your wine habit today. Talk about your direct sales.
Yeah, so great to be on, Laurel, and thank you for having me. Yeah, I've been a network marketing professional for the last 20 years now. And prior to that, I was a stockbroker, but my father was actually successful in a company in skincare and nutrition, and he introduced me to it back in 1998. And at the time I'd been a stockbroker, didn't want to do that anymore, and sounded like a good opportunity to build a relationship with him, get closer to him, and also build some income in a new endeavor. And I joined, and I've made a lot of money, made about $6 million in the industry now. Yeah, I say, network marketing professional, and that's what I've done. And it's all about how you conduct yourself. And there's a lot of great companies out there. Yes, there are some scam companies out there, but if you get locked in, dialed in with a great company, it can be a great cash machine. It can be a great residual income. And then that's what it's all about. And so I was introduced to this company, Direct Cellars, about 2 years ago. And it's a great play on words because it's the direct selling industry. But this is Direct Cellars, as in Cellars, like wine cellars. And so Direct Cellars is an awesome company that basically wine went network marketing. And a friend of mine told me about it. I actually saw a post on Facebook that he said, the wine club that pays. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did somebody finally take alcohol network marketing? What a brilliant, genius concept, because it's nothing that's ever been done before. There's a lot of skincare, nutrition, technology, travel deals, and whatever, and a lot of competition. And there's a lot of great products out there, a lot of great companies. And that's actually the challenge. It's hard to distinguish one from another and keep the retention and so forth. And so I saw something that was truly unique here with this wine club. And I said, man, this is something I got to jump into. And it's been a great ride so far. And now we've built, our mission was to create the largest wine club in the world. And currently with over 30,000 members, we're the 3rd largest wine club in the world and growing.
So talk a little bit about just how this club's going to be very different. I mean, there's a lot of wine memberships. So I know some people, will think, first of all, I want to say this is going to be international because a lot of clubs are only national. But talk about how this is going to be different than just that normal club that's out there. Obviously it pays, but talk about the quality and the recipes and just the distinctions that I think this company is making.
Sure. So, a couple things that really, truly differentiate this as a wine club itself. So first of all, you're getting 2 or 4 bottles of wine from wineries around the world. And there's, over 2,000 small batch artisan boutique wineries that we're sourcing from. So you're not going to see the Mondavis, the Coppolas, those big, wine brands that you're going to see in your local liquor store, because otherwise, what's the point? Why pay shipping on it if you can get it from your local store and price and convenience is going to win out there? So we're taking a unique, different approach with wines you can't get from around the world in these small artisan wineries. They're not covered by the big distributors. And so the cool thing is, if you go down to Total Wine and buy a bottle of wine and it says Joe's favorite and you pay $15 or whatever and you come home and try it, it may not be that good. And, you say, well, shoot, that's not that great. They're not going to take it back. Well, what Direct Cellars does is if you get one of our wines, you absolutely love it, you can buy more of that wine at a discount. If you get one that you can't stand for whatever reason, you call the company, they'll send you a replacement bottle, no questions asked, which is very cool. The other thing that differentiates and makes us unique, as you were saying, Laurel, is these wine tasting notes that accompany it, because it tells you a little bit of history on the winery. It tells you a little bit about what you can expect to taste from a flavor profile. And then it tells you what foods to pair it with, because we've all heard that, right? That, if you pair a $20 bottle of wine with the right food, a $20 bottle is going to drink like a $100 bottle. So, it's pretty cool, how they kind of guide you through that, and people have an awesome wine tasting experience. And so, it really makes a lot of sense. But from a business perspective and really differentiating this in the network marketing space, it's something that's simple. And I was doing so many demos and running all over the place with skincare and nutrition. And I wanted a true home-based business that actually I could be at home and build a business from home. And that's what I saw with this, where I didn't have to go out and do samples and demos. I didn't have people asking me, what are the product ingredients? Because we're talking grapes here. And it just made it simple to build a cash machine and have the potential for international expansion, and basically be able to say, hey, wine just went MLM. And it's just very simple and, easy to talk about and describe.
Well, and I think for those of you listening too, think about, especially you high income earners, right? You're the highest tax people in the world. Anyone who makes more than $75,000 is in the upper 25% of wealthy, believe it or not. That's all you have to make. So what this does, and it's allowed a lot of our clients who are high income earners, pilots, nurses, doctors, firefighters, cops, whatever, their job is, this allows you now to put an LLC, company, S Corp, whatever, the team decides for you around this. And then you actually get to do deductions. What I love about it, Derek, is you literally can travel anywhere in the world. Because you're now in the wine business, you can write off your wine tours, your wine trips, your wine tastings. And we've had a lot of our students. I put this as a great business around what they're doing. So it's just additive. So Eric, talk a little bit about, like in my situation, right? I was getting whites that I didn't enjoy as much. Now I only get reds. I called in. Customer service was amazing. Talk about kind of distinctions and just what I'm going to call not even the refund, but the return policy. They're just so friendly. So talk about how that is, because not only is it a business, it's one that's friendly. It's a cool group, and you travel with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, so this actually started as a Wine of the Month club about 4 years ago. And so they were just, a direct-to-consumer company that, people were building with word-of-mouth advertising. And about 2 years ago, they said, let's make this, the largest wine club in the world. The owners got together and said, okay, how do we expand this? And they said, the best way to, increase your word-of-mouth advertising is to pay people for their referrals. And that's where our affiliate network marketing program was born. But they said, we've got to have a key differentiator or distinction, because what if I'm in Las Vegas and I'm talking to a friend in New York and he says, well, how do I know the wine's good? Well, that's where they created that policy that they've got, the replacement bottle policy, where it's not, hey, send your wine back and get a new one. They basically just say, look, if that's the case, tell us a little bit about it. Tell us about the experience. Okay, no problem. We'll send you out a replacement bottle, no questions asked, to make sure that the consumer or the affiliate is always satisfied. The customer is always right in this case. And that's something that, no other wine club is going to do. It's something that, Total Wine and your other liquor store is not going to do. If you get a stinker and you guess wrong, then, you're kind of stuck with that and you got to use it as cooking wine or whatever. Well, we actually make sure that the consumer's, happy. And for the people that don't drink wine, we have a lot of people in our business. Some of our top earners actually don't even drink alcohol. So they're actually building the business. How? Well, you don't have to be a consumer. We always hear in network marketing that you got to be a product of the product. Well, here, we're not forcing people to drink alcohol. We're not forcing people to drink wine if they're not a wine drinker. We're saying, hey, build a business, and you're getting 4 bottles of wine per month. So you can easily give those away as a client gift, as a thank you gift, as a birthday gift, as a Christmas gift. There's so many different reasons to give away a bottle of wine, celebrations, congratulations, and so forth. And it's a full tax write-off as a result of that. But think about this, the owner of a pet food company doesn't have to consume the pet food to make a lot of money building a company, building a business. And that's really, a way to kind of distinguish and, make that distinction on how you can actually build this, even if you're not a drinker. Our goal is to build the largest wine club in the world. And that's what this is all about, using the power of network marketing.
Well, and Eric, talk a little bit about, I love the story that you use. So I want to give some examples for those listening. Clearly a wine drinker can kind of get it, but for somebody who isn't, you have some great stories of some real estate agents who have really dove in and become very successful using it in the real estate business.
Yeah, so we have a realtor here in Las Vegas, and she actually uses it for her client guests. And she initially said, "Hey, I don't drink, wine. Why would I do this?" And I said, "Look, hey, give it away as your client gifts, because normally you're giving away a $300 gift of a couple bottles of wine and some carby stuff, snacks and whatever, and a $300 thank you gift for buying a house. Why not do it as a thank you gift?" And she started giving away the 2-bottle club at $50 a month, and she started giving it away to her clients. And so for the next 6 months, she gave them the $50 a month package of 2 bottles of wine. Every single month, they're getting new different wines from around the world. And they're thinking, "Oh my gosh, my realtor is the best." Well, now, rather than saying, "Hey, do you know anybody buying or selling a house? Do you know anybody buying or selling a house? Here's 6 cards, hand them out." Well, now they're getting the wines of the month every month. And now when their friends move to town and they're like, "Hey, do you know a realtor?" And I'm thinking about moving to Vegas. They're like, "Oh my gosh, my realtor is the best. She gives you a couple bottles of wine per month and whatever." And for the next 6 months, she's constantly on their mind as a referral source. And so this is absolutely brilliant and genius with the way she's constructed it, with the same $300 budget and allocation for a thank you gift for her clients, full tax write-off, and now it's generating more business for her.
So let's talk about how easy it is. I mean, obviously I have the stage presence and your partner on it, come out to our shows, do wine tastings, and we sell club memberships, from my stage. Talk about other ways that people listening going, "Well, I don't have a marketing database of a job." Like, how can people start in this and make it easy, fun, and get some residual money?
Sure. Yeah. And we do have some people that do, wine tasting, samplings here and there, but that's actually not the biggest and best way to build, because you can box yourself in geographically. And there's been other companies that tried to do it in the home party route. But, the way that we do it is by texting and using the phone and using Facebook Messenger and, sending out simple website links that people get a little bit of info, and it makes sense conceptually. You're not having a whole product ingredients, thing. You're not having people say, "Hey, let me lose weight in 60 days and then I'll feel more energy and then I'll tell you about your product." Here, it's very simple. They get it conceptually, see a couple 2-minute videos, and it makes sense to them. Either they want to come on board as a customer, or they want to come on board as an affiliate, or they say, "You know what? Okay, this is not for me." But it doesn't take a lot of time and effort to promote that, even for the part-timer. And that's what I love about this is we're classified as the home-based business industry, but people running around and doing samples and demos, whatever, you're away from the people that you love. Or how do you do it in a part-time basis if you're doing all that, traveling everywhere? And here, it basically is a great home-based business where my first 100 people that I enrolled personally, 95 of them I didn't even meet with. It was text message, Facebook message, using the phone, using the power of the internet and the videos and the links that we have. So it's very simple, very time efficient to market. And the other thing I love about it, like you said, about the international opportunity, is we just expanded into the United Kingdom and Australia, and now Germany, and we're going to be expanding on, to other countries that are great wine growing regions around the world. Think South Africa, think Argentina, Italy. There's so many great, France. There's so many great wine growing regions around the world. That'll be fantastic trips that we get to write off the entire thing. I just went to Maui for my birthday and met with some people about the wine club, and got to, write off the entire trip as a tax write-off. So definitely some very cool perks about this business, Loral.
Oh, I was just thinking too, before the holiday, we need to quickly go out to our Australian list and our South African list. And, we got people in all those countries, and build up our community here. Internally, I was thinking that. So talk about the person that's listening who I'm going to say has bought in, right? And you are deep into direct sales, from a very high level. When they say, "Well, I can't do another one," the XYZ company I'm in doesn't let me do another one. So because to me, I know that's all crap. Legally, they can't do it. But I want to hear from you. Like, what would you tell that person? How do they use this additive?
There's a lot of companies out there that are, skincare, nutrition, or whatever, that people say, "Well, I can't do that because that's going to be a direct competition. That'd be a conflict of interest and whatever." Here, we're talking wine, and that's an easy add-on to skincare, nutrition, travel, technology, whatever other company that you're currently doing and promoting. If somebody doesn't like that offering, wine can be for your no list, for the people who said, "No, not right now," that you say, "Well, this might be right up your alley." So there's a way to build a dual income there by promoting both companies and doing it in tandem in a way that's not going to compete directly. And so that's a great thing. And it's not saying, "Hey, you need to drop your other company and do this exclusively." Direct Cellars really doesn't care. They say, "Hey, you can do both in harmony, and, there's no problem with that. And, we can show you exactly how to do that and build a secondary cash income stream but, in a very simple way, that's a whole lot of fun and different from what people are used to in this industry. And I'll tell you, I used to have to memorize product ingredients. I didn't know, what parabens were and is it gluten-free, is it organic, and all these different things. And people would ask you, and, they watch Dr. Oz and suddenly they're an expert about nutrition products and question your products. And like, geez, man, here, the great thing is people don't ask you about the ingredients or say, hey, I need to try it first. They say, well, hey, do you like red or white? You can get all red, you can get all white, you can get half of each, or whatever you like there. And it's pretty cool, the way that they tailor and customize that to your taste.
And let's talk about one last big thing, which is the pay structure. There's probably a ton of people here. A lot of people have tried different network marketing companies. How fast can somebody get into some revenue? So here we are heading into the holiday season. Someone's listening to our podcast saying, I want to get in right away, so I want you to give the information. How do they get in? Refer that, they heard us on the Loral's podcast, but I'm listening and I think, I need to make a couple $100,000 before the holiday. How can I do it?
I was able to make just under $10,000 in my first month, coming on board. And, it's because the comp plan is pretty lucrative. So in terms of coming on board as an affiliate, it's either $249 or $499. And those are the two package options. So you're not going to get hurt here. It's not about, getting a bunch of products and getting garage qualified. In fact, you have 12 bottles of wine with a $499 package. Wine actually gets better with age. There is no expiration date like skincare, nutrition, and there's just so many fun things with wine. But there's a 50% upfront fast start bonus. So when you enroll people in those packages, you either earn $125 or $250 right off the top. And then part of that volume goes into the binary compensation plan on the front end for the introductory packages. And the cool thing here is anybody coming on board from this team with Live Out Loud in this community, everybody's going straight down the line under Loral. So basically, you're just going to have to build your other leg in the binary on the front end part of that. Now, some people are not too keen on binaries. They say, okay, well, yeah, but, one leg's going to get huge and might run away from me. Well, the great thing is, for the monthly maintenance is $80 a month for 4 bottles of wine per month. And so that goes into the unilevel pay plan for the residuals. And so this goes over your head. We can explain this to you individually and, get you more details or whatever. But just know that on top of that, there's a check match feature, which, goes 4 levels deep as well. So, it's cool because some comp plans, Loral, and you may or may not know this, but there's some comp plans where you sponsor somebody who's going to be fantastic and they can actually roll past you and you lose them forever. Here, you sponsor somebody great like Loral, even if you don't do a whole lot. Let's say Loral goes out and makes, $10,000. You'd make 10% of that or $1,000 yourself with the check match. So it's a pretty lucrative compensation plan for the big builder who wants to succeed, as well as the little guy who's making, some part-time income that you can work at your pace, but you're not going to get passed by people who are able to put in more time and effort or, achieve better results than you. Everybody wins here. And I really love how they've kind of created this hybrid comp plan, so to speak, for everyone to succeed.
Awesome. So, Eric, how do people get a hold of you? They're interested. They've heard us today. How do they get a hold of you to get started?
Yeah, absolutely. You can hit me up on Facebook. I'm Eric Karlen there, and that's Karlen. Your direct on my cell phone is 702-592-5902. And I'm a part of the big table in Loral's community, have been for about a year and a half now. And so I can help answer any questions that you have or help you get started, help you get set up. And, we're going to be part of your team. I'm one of the top 10 earners in Direct Cellars. So we know what we're doing. We know how to help you build this along with my partner, Anna, and we can build a significant team together and a great cash machine, and especially before the end of the year here. So look forward to working with everybody.
Absolutely. Eric, it was great to have you. And again, those of you that are looking for more income, and this one is an easy one. We've had military folks, like we were saying earlier, we've had so many folks join, and it gives you a great reason to have a great business and write off the very thing you love. So, Eric, thank you for being on. And those of you who have any questions, always go to Ask Loral, AskLoral, askloral.com. Put in your name, your information, phone number, and ask a question, make a request, and we'll be right back with you. Talk soon on Ask Loral. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for listening to the Real Money Talks podcast. Your host has been Loral Langmeyer, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View. Want to learn more about off-Wall Street investing, tax strategies, and multi-million-dollar business strategies? Visit liveoutloud.com/podcast for past episodes, show notes, and resources. For some special wealth-building gifts only for Loral's podcast listeners, visit liveoutloud.com/podcast gifts. Do you have a burning question for Loral? Visit askloral.com to submit your question, and it may just be covered on a podcast episode. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to get new episodes every week.